Breaking news a little earlier today, Fulham will be under different management with Claudio Ranieri having parted the club. Your reaction to Ranieri's dismissal? 16 games he lasted.
Yeah, I was surprised at how ineffective he was of bringing a group of players together to play the style of soccer he wanted to play. Certainly he wasn't dealing with the highest level, especially defensively. With all the frailties there, I think they definitely have some weakness in strength. The players didn't necessarily play their best, but I think also the substitutions that Claudio Ranieri made throughout seemed to be questionable. And the fact that he wasn't able to find an 11 that he could trust. And when you're trying to come out of relegation and fight your way out, one, you can't make mistakes. But two, you've got to really know the best 11 for you that are going to battle, that aren't going to leave openings. And we saw time and time again that Fulham was just too open at the back. And for every positive thing they could do going forward, there just wasn't the final ball.
Yep.
And in the end, the results show.
Gab, ironically, of course, Ranieri was the first managerial casualty of the Roman Abramovich era at Chelsea. And all the attention, of course, on Maurizio Sarri at the moment and his decision coming up this weekend. Does he go back to Kepa in goal, do you think?
I expect he will, Adrian, but then take this with a grain of salt because I expected him to play Kepa on Wednesday as well. There's no question which of the two is the better goalkeeper. Even though it took him 3 attempts, Kepa did eventually issue an apology. He got sat down for a game which, let's face it, if Chelsea lose that game and the fans turn on Sarri the way they did with their performance against United, it would have been Sarri's last game, quite possibly. So I think hopefully that message gets to Kepa that, this guy was willing to kind of sacrifice his chance at keeping his job because he wanted to send the message that, he's not going to deal with insubordination. Hopefully this matter, from Chelsea's perspective, this matter really is passed, and Kepa will be in there for the short trip up the Fulham Road to Fulham.
It is a short trip, but nothing is normal at Chelsea, Craig.
Well, it should be passed. This saga, and it was a short saga, should be passed, and it was dealt with quite symbolically, to be quite frank. The PR there was not good. However, I'm like Gab. I don't know if he's going to play or not. I don't know. I kind of sensed that. I thought Kepa would be dropped, and he was. And I think maybe Caballero, because of the opponents, might get another game because Fulham was struggling. But who knows? But you just get the feeling at the moment that every game at the moment could be the last for Sarri. We just don't know because you get the good result against Tottenham, very good result against Tottenham. Now you go to Fulham at Craven Cottage. You're absolutely expected to go there and win because of their trials and tribulations. And in some sense, the pressure is back on again. I mean, it's just not going to go away at the moment for Sarri because Arsenal are getting results, because United continue to get results, and because Chelsea are still sitting 6. And for Abramovich, that's a problem.
You've been in a manager, Stevie. You've been in this position, having to choose between 2 keepers. What would you do? I mean,
play the best goalkeeper.
Yeah,
he should have played the other night as well. Absolute nonsense the fact he didn't play. I think Sarri's gotten away with it because he gets a win. But if he decides to play Caballero again at the weekend, and Caballero makes a mistake, which he has in him all the time, then basically what he's doing is he's putting himself before the team. At the end of the day, your job as a coach is to win games for your owners, for your supporters, and for your players. And you put the best team on the field to win.
Yep.
And if he doesn't do that, then again, he's gambling, because I thought he gambled the other night, but he got away with it.
Is it not important to show you've got some authority when people are questioning that within the dressing room?
Well, yes, the problem is, you just said it was a shambles. That's exactly, it was too late. He should have shown his authority when it was needed, and that was to get Kepa off the park. He then comes out and says that it was a misunderstanding, and then you don't play the guy after you. I mean, everything comes out of Sarri's mouth is upside down and all over the shop.
I get the rhetoric was wrong from Sarri, and he was trying to cover it up, and maybe the PR people at Chelsea were trying to push him in a way to cover it up, which everybody knew wasn't the case. And it got to the point where when Chelsea fined the player, from Sarri's position, he's going to make us. I personally think he had to make a stand and say, listen, I'm dropping him for at least one game because I can't have that as a coach. Because when I ask my staff or when I ask the officials to take one of my players off, he's got to come off.
Right.
Too late.
I agree. It is too late, but the only way you can actually get some semblance of authority is do exactly what Craig just said and what he did. I think if he doesn't start him, you're just opening Pandora's box again and basically saying, so it is a bigger issue. The fact you come out and say it's just a misunderstanding, the fact that you've already shown that you have authority by dropping him, now you're dropping him again? Or do you question his ability? Is that the reason? So I think this should be done and dusted. It's all been taken care of. Certainly done too late. But if he doesn't start on the weekend, I think you're opening yourself up for this conversation for a long time.
Sarri we're dealing with.